Welcome back to the AI Racing League. Today we are having the qualifying round for the Newcomer League, and we will be introducing the 22 drivers, all brand new to the league. First off, we have NSX-R. He is also known as Evil Slicer in my Twitch chat, and he is a Patreon supporter. And today he will be driving a Lotus Evora S. Next up, we have Axton Hits, and he will be driving a Bentley Continental GT. Beans Streams, driving an Audi S7 Sportback. Belthane the Beast, driving a Lotus Evora S. Beth Raylene, driving a Maserati C6 AMG. Cap Holster, driving a Honda NSX-R. Celestial Inari, driving a BMW M5. Beskies, driving a Nissan 370Z Nismo. James Mayo, driving a Lotus Evora S. My name is Tyler21, driving a Porsche Boxster S. Knox Exodus, driving Audi S7 Sportback. Papa Casey, driving a BMW M5. Pro Gamer Zach, driving a Maserati Ghibli S. Quiz44, driving a Ford Mustang GT. Rekoharu G, driving a Bentley Continental GT. Ronnie Rampage, driving an Audi S7 Sportback. Squat Bender, driving a Maserati Ghibli S. Stabigail Killams, driving a Ford Mustang Boss. Team Tina T, driving a Chevrolet Corvette C6. The Betty White Show, driving a Maserati Ghibli S. The Hyper 07, driving a Mercedes CL65. And last but not least, Young Ancestor 202, driving a Mercedes SLR McLaren. Meanwhile, Team Tina is ending her opening lap and now entering the first actual lap of the qualifying. Meanwhile, other cars are exiting the pits. Let's see if she's gonna get slowed down. It looks like she might make it just ahead of them, and she will. Open track ahead of her. Should have a good run for her very first lap. Nobody blocking her. You can see the main straight, if you could call it. Very hilly straight line. Lots of elevation changes, and if you press too hard on the gas on the more powerful cars, your back end can come off the ground, and you can get wheel spin on those little hills there, and that could be dangerous in the more powerful cars. I don't actually know if any of the cars in here are powerful enough to make it dangerous, but that's always something to take into consideration. And actually, I believe Tina is catching up to someone. Not sure who that is in the red car. Oh, that looks like an Alfa Romeo from afar. Now, is she going to catch that person before the end of... Oh, the answer is yes. Oh, actually, that's a Nissan. That's a Nissan 370Z. And the person driving it is... who is that? About to find out. That is a Feskis, and he is going to block Tina a little bit. She's going for the inside, and okay, that should not be too bad. She didn't lose too much time. And we're about to have our first actual qualifying time here. Team Tina coming across in 155 flat. That looked like a solid opening lap, nobody blocking her for too long. It should be a good time. Let's see what the others can do. Now let's see if someone can best this time. This is such a beautiful track. This is one of the more legendary tracks of racing games. There's the classics, such as Grand Valley Raceway from the Gran Turismo series. But Maple Valley, it just hits different. The Hyper 07 has taken second place, 7 seconds back. Young Ancestor now taking second place, another 4 seconds back. Cap, Holster, 2 minutes flat. Team Tina still holding the lead for now. Now more people are coming across the line. Let's see if that changes. Tina is actually overtaking people left and right, now catching up to Stabigail Killams in the Mustang Boss. Cool paint scheme on that car. Team Tina will manage to overtake everyone, but has been slowed down substantially. I don't think this lap is going to be nearly as quick as the last one. And Bean Stream taking the pole in an Audi S7. One of the heavier cars on the field. Also very powerful all-wheel drive. Although all-wheel drive should not be a big advantage on this track. There are no hairpins to kick yourself out of a corner with. But the horsepower, I guess, could be useful. But I did not expect this car to do so well around here. But apparently Beans, that big, heavy Audi S7, I mean, managed to take pole position by a whole 1.5 seconds. Team Tina, meanwhile, still holding second place. I believe almost everyone has finished their opening lap at this point. Papa Casey taking third place. And we still have almost 4 minutes to go in the qualifying. I believe everyone has put in a lap at this point. Now it's just trying to improve for everyone. Current standings: Beans on pole, Team Tina in second, Papa Casey in third, Squat Bender fourth, Rekoharu in fifth, and Beans catching up to 2 more people ahead of her. If she doesn't pass them before the finish line, that means she's going to be blocked in the next lap. And I don't think she will. I believe Beans will have a hard time improving on this lap. She already has. But she's a full 1.5 seconds ahead of everyone, so she's pretty safe right now. Some of these corners are difficult to maintain grip on. As you can see, the car is sliding and jumping all over the corners. And the heavier the car, the more those bounces are going to be dangerous. Meanwhile, Team Tina catching up to more racers is going to have time for, I believe, 2 more laps. If she hurries up. Going off track a little bit there, looking to make it past Quiz. And she's the only person who's remotely close to Beans. 1.5 seconds back, and then it's a whole 3.2 seconds back for Papa KC. And Tina, unable to improve her time, has just enough time for 2 more laps. Beans is now catching up to young ancestor in the Mercedes SLR McLaren. One of the more powerful cars in the field, and definitely one of the rarest. But it is a heavy car. Rear-wheel drive. Actually one of the most notorious supercars of the early 2000s. One of the rivals to the Ferrari Enzo and Porsche Carrera GT. Wasn't quite as fast. And Papa KC has actually taken second place. I just saw that. 1 second back. Has managed to overtake Team Tina by 0.3 seconds. Final minute of qualifying. And Beans is going to have time for 1 more lap. Unable to make a fastest lap for this one. This is her last attempt, but she's got 2 drivers just ahead of her. It's not going to be easy to make a clean lap here, already being slowed down. I believe she will not be improving her time. Papa KC, meanwhile, has 30 seconds to cross the line. Can he make it in time? It's going to be a close one. Papa KC might get 1 more lap in. And if he does, he should have a pretty open track ahead of him. There's 10 seconds left to get to the finish line. If he does not cross the finish line before it, it's over. And 3, 2, 1, he will not make it. Papa KC finishing qualifying in the 2nd place. Team Tina has gotten across the finish line and will get one more lap, completely open track ahead of her. This is her last chance to improve her position while being streamed, still being held back by a young ancestor in the SLR. It's not going to be easy to overtake that SLR. In the straight lines, it is a powerhouse. I believe it might be the most powerful car in the field. I think it makes a cool 600 plus horsepower. It's not too shabby. And Beans will make it past, but I think she lost way too much time. I don't think she's going to be able to improve her time. Meanwhile, Team Tina entering this second half of her final lap. Still a completely open track ahead. And this is her last chance to improve her lap. Her first lap was also an open lap. But since then she has lost second place. Let's see if she can take it back. And this is the corner right here that I said was the hardest corner on the circuit. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look hard. But it's so hard to tell where the racing line is. And the way these corners line up, you have to go really wide in here to get to the inside to the next corner. It is not an easy thing to do. Doesn't look like much. It's actually really difficult. And then into the final downhill slaloms. And coming up to the end of the track, let's see if she's able to improve. She's got about 7 seconds left to get across the line. Can she improve? It's going to be close. She managed to take second place.